Hello there, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Graviteam Tactics with your host, Agrippa Maxentius. Now, as you guys know, our last battle was a victory with our tanks. We actually managed to break through the South African lines up here in the north and push Savimbi and Bartolome all the way here and trap off a squadron here of infantry. It's got seven platoons in it. We're going to go ahead and hit it as hard as we can. So, guys, without further ado, I want to get into this battle. It's going to be a little bit of payback for what the South Africans did to us in the beginning of the game. And then at that point, we're going to reconsolidate our defensive positions and try to hold this area for the next 4 turns. So here we go, guys. Let's see how we... Welcome to the tactical map. Now, this particular mission is really just nothing more than a hunt. We are hunting for the enemy in this particular area. Apparently, we even got Bartolome and Savimbi on our side, although I don't think they're going to be joining us for the battle because, you know, they've been through a lot, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if these tank divisions just sort of retreat. But let's see. We're going to try to go ahead and get a number of South African kills, just basically telling the South Africans they cannot beat Angola. They're not going to be able to do it. I'm going to go ahead and move Guillermo up here. I will move Longu right here. And I'm really just going to spread these guys out in a sort of circular pattern. I don't know why these guys are still hanging out over here, these infantry divisions, but I'm going to go ahead and move them over here to Medemia. And if there's any enemies in this area, obviously we will spot them before they spot us. Well, maybe not, but at least we'll know that they're there. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. Apparently we also have stuff down here, which I didn't expect. Let's move all these guys together. And as you can see, we've already got some abandoned vehicles. This happens... for whatever reason, in the beginning of the battle, we got 2 vehicles that just kind of are abandoned. Nobody wants to mess with them. So what are you going to do, right? We just got to accept that. We're going to go ahead and make sure that everybody is attacking one of these positions. So I'm going to send this guy over here to Medemia. And something tells me Medemia might have some guys there because it looks like a fairly well-protected area. If we take a look here at the map, it's probably the place I would want to be. Now let's just take a look at our movement. You can see we've got a lot of infantry squads here moving under cover of night, and this is going to make it a lot easier for them to avoid contacts and for them to spot the enemy before we're spotted. Van Dunham. That sounds like almost like a South African name or a Dutch name. It's a little odd. So as you can see here, Gonzalez, unfortunately, is not going to be moving. Now, Bartolome, you guys know that this guy, it's not that he doesn't want to move. His tank tread is destroyed. This guy's tank tread was destroyed in the last battle. Wait, is it fixed now? Let's see. It may be fixed. But in the last battle, it was definitely damaged, so I'm sure we would have to do something in terms of repairing that damage, and in fact, I think that's what it is. I think we just need to get a new tank tread, because right now, this one is busted. Oh no, this is what the problem is. No fuel, okay. Fair enough. So I'm going to go ahead, guys, here for the interest of the actual game. I'm going to go ahead and just fast forward until we get into some contact. That's what I always like to do. A key point is taken. That's good. So we're totally untouched upon arrival at the first key point. And at this point, we'll take Cordero. Fast move him here. Jacinto, fast move him here. And just trying to get up on this area as quickly as possible. I think this should be enough, but I always like to bring 3 of these brigades just to make sure. And let's take Almeida. And there we go. Enemy contact has begun, guys. And sure enough, the enemy contact came from the exact area I was heading towards with the infantry. So that's pretty creepy. Looks like we've already engaged here. We've taken out... No, this is our men. These are our men. They got totally ambushed. Oh my goodness. It's craziness here. Look at all these men. We're going to go ahead and stop right here. I'm going to defend this area with Van Dunham. We've obviously got apparently some APCs. Are those APCs? I'm not sure. But I want to go ahead and, if we can, of course, move Colantes over here to this area. And since Bartolome can't move to this area, hopefully we can at least set targets. Let's see if we can. No, maybe not. Okay, we got a hit, actually. Is that enemy infantry down? Yes, it is. Okay, so far, just enemy infantry down. But it's a very creepy fight here. I'm going to try to get it from our perspective here. I didn't think the enemy would have any tanks whatsoever. And if you guys take a look here, the enemy definitely has tanks right there. South African tanks. So I was hoping for a total bloodbath. It looks like we're not going to get that. Let's go ahead and see what this guy's doing. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and have Colantes set targets, and going to basically take all these tank targets as targets. I'll have Bartolome set targets, and hopefully take all these tank guys as targets as well, and I'm hoping this is enough to make a difference. I'd love Gonzalez to also be in the fight, but it doesn't look like he's going to be. Boom! That was a hit. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Was that a hit? Was that a hit? They hit something. Oh my goodness. Wonderful hit by our tanker there. Looks like an APC, but we'll soon find out. So here we go, guys. We're still facing the enemy, and even though they have 2 tanks, it doesn't mean we lose. They actually have 3 tanks, so that's even scarier. But it really doesn't mean that we lose or that we're at a disadvantage at all. At this point, I feel pretty confident that we can win this battle without those tanks. Of course, we won't be able to defeat them. No, that's true. But we don't really need to be honest with you. If we could just hold them at bay and keep these positions. Let's go ahead and get back over here. All right, Guillermo, you can move up here too. So we do have one guy. I'd like to actually move... not Bartolome, but Colantes here. I'd like to move him up a bit closer to the enemy without obviously getting caught. Let's actually take a look here at Colantes and see how he's doing. All that dust being kicked up, but it's beautiful. Look at that tank. Oh, it's awesome. Even at nighttime, it looks amazing and just terrifying coming down there. But of course, the enemy does have their tanks too. We have to keep that in mind. They do have a lot of infantry squads in this area, and partially because they dropped this APC. Obviously, it's on fire now, but they did drop this APC and let some men out, but also because they've got infantry brigades, period. So I definitely want to get up close with Colantes and see if we can at least spot the enemy, you know, and be able to basically fire on them because we're spotting. I'm going to go ahead and just move a lot of these units up. Obviously, Guillermo's coming up closer, but I want to spot the enemy before Colantes gets too close. Basically, I want to spot them before they spot us and start taking out our targets from far away. And that may be, you know, hoping for a lot of wishful thinking, of course, but I'm going to try my best. Let's see, Bartolome. This guy was great in the last battle. It's such a shame he doesn't have any actual fuel. Here we go. Okay. Let's do this right, Colantes. I'm going to aim directly at this guy. There we go. Okay, that was Bartolome firing again. It looks like he was just firing at a lone gunman, which is a bit creepy, but okay, we're going to move up even more. Come on, Colantes. I don't know what Colantes is doing. There's some issues with radio contact there. That sucks. Let's take out the enemy contact here. It might just be enemy infantry contacts. Might be more of the enemy armor. Let's see. All right, we've got Guillermo coming up too. And Guillermo actually does have some anti-tank abilities, but not nearly enough for me to feel confident to take on whatever's hanging out in this area. In fact, right now I really wish that we had some mortar teams, because I would just bombard this area and we'd hit something for sure. All right, is he moving now? There we go. So there's a little bit of delay there in the actual orders, and I love how Graviteam Tactics does that. It makes the game really, really, really realistic. Excuse me. And that there can be a radio delay, difficulties in communications, things like this. And I'm actually going to go ahead and just fast forward just a little bit, because I want to start spotting the enemy again. Okay, there we go. We got some enemy contact, and actually, the game was quite good at letting us know what was going on. Unfortunately, we've got some South Korean infantry over here. I don't like South Korean infantry being right next to my tank, because it makes me feel like they're going to throw something at it. So let's just go ahead and keep moving here, and try to get as close to the enemy armor as possible. Now, of course, usually you want to be going away from the armor, but in this case, no. We want to go towards it as much as we can. So let's go ahead and make sure... Can't believe Gonzalez can't do anything. This guy's annoying me. Can he? No. He's totally just doesn't even have a commander. Mvandi, we can move this guy up also. And we're really just slowly closing in on this area. I might go for an assault and basically just take all of these guys together and form an immediate assault on that area. Because right now I don't see how else we could take it. We could, of course, just play the safe route and hang back, but I don't know if I want to do that. I want to get in the action. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go for an assault, or at least start moving up here. Oh! Nice shooting, Colantes. Shooting behind him, but let's go ahead and start moving forward, guys. Ooh. That's a definite hit. That's a definite hit. That's what we didn't want. It's exactly what we didn't want, but Colantes fired back. Wow, and he's taking hits for sure, but he's not damaged on that particular hit. I'm amazed. Hopefully he'll keep firing. Oh, he got hit again. And believe me, all these hits are putting a pounding on Calantes without a doubt. We see a tank over there. I want to see if we can go ahead and start targeting him with Guillermo, but I'm not sure if Guillermo can really do much. Almeida, we can have him set targets on this tank too. The vehicle is abandoned. Yes, of course. So Calantes, unfortunately, guys had to pull out of that vehicle. There's no way they were going to survive. You can see, oh yeah, they're getting the hell out. In fact, I'd like them to get out and actually survive. That would be really cool. Let's just get closer to this tank. Alright, the tank is actually coming towards us. I don't like that one bit. We got 2 tanks coming towards us, and this thing is going to turn our APC into mincemeat if we don't do something. So, I don't know what this is going to do, and generally I try not to assault these positions, I'll admit it, but in this case I'm going to try just to go crazy. Let's see, Bondi, is he moving up? Alright, here we go, here we go. Oh, come on, do the right thing, Guillermo. Do the right thing. Oh man, this would be an epic tank kill right here, it really would be. We're like right next to the enemy tank. This is crazy. Look at this. I don't know if we're going to mobilize it like that, but I want to go ahead and fast move these guys here. Make sure that they're open to attacking tanks and just hit this guy. Try to assault him. Look at this. He's just chasing my guy around. This is crazy. Where's the panic? Alright, it looks like one of these guys just panicked for no reason. Alright, there we go. Enemy's firing. Enemy's firing. I'm actually forcing him to fire on his own man. It's kind of funny. Love to go ahead and get a hit here. I'm going to go ahead and disembark. Oh man, well, we disembarked at the wrong time, obviously. So now we are actually the ones being totally wasted. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Being shot at by every location, practically. I'm going to just have to basically put up as much of a fight as I can against the infantry units. But as you can see, the enemy is everywhere. Go ahead and defend. And set targets. I'd love to get a kill on one of these tanks, but it's not looking good for us. Oh man. I gotta admit, that South Korean tank looks so badass. Boom! Firing away at us. Our men cannot do anything. My men can't do a damn thing right now. Except try to kill... Oh, look at this! We hit an enemy tank! My goodness, how did that occur? That's beautiful. So we actually did hit an enemy tank. Maybe we just got lucky there? I don't know. Some friendly fire, possibly. Looks like, unfortunately, some of our men are surrendering. They don't want to go on with the fight, and honestly, I don't blame them. I see nothing... nothing wrong with a surrender in a situation like that, where they're absolutely surrounded by 2 tanks. They have no chance. So the best we can hope for is for Bartolome here to be able to hit some of these guys. That's probably who hit the enemy over there. And he's still spotting them. I don't know if he's actually going to be able to hit them, but we're not going to give up. We're going to stay in the fight, because we're trying to get as many casualties for the enemy as possible. In a way, we could still get a sort of symbolic victory here. The South Korean Tank Corps is a beautiful corps. It is. It's very, very strong, etc. But the more tanks of theirs that we destroy, the better. You see, our army doesn't rely on tanks. We are a guerrilla army. We have 1 tank corps, and it's the one you see right now. And unfortunately, we're going to be losing it very soon here. But to be quite honest with you, I'm not too concerned about that. I think we can win this just through infantry combat alone, as long as we play our cards right. So let's go ahead and make sure these guys are setting their targets on that tank. I really hope that Bartolome has the common sense to keep firing at him. He's kind of out of view at this point. Let's go ahead and see who else we can bring up. I don't want to waste too many of our men, but again, moving Mubandi up here. Oh, he just got hit. Oh, he just got hit. I absolutely hate this. No one's alive in there. No one's alive. Everybody burned up. That's just like a toaster oven. Let's go and take a look over here. Just want to get one more tank kill on the enemy if I can. And I will probably do a flee, because I don't want to lose any men, or any more men. I mean, this was supposed to be an attack. This was supposed to be an assault on these lines, and it ended up not coming out very well for us. not as well as we'd like. They had a hidden tank core that I just didn't even notice, and those guys definitely put the hurting on us. Let's take a look, see what Bartolome is looking at here. I like how his driver is kind of up there. It's so cool. The commander's sitting out there trying to keep an eye out, see if they can spot the enemy. At this point, the enemy is hard to see, to be honest with you. I definitely hear the enemy, don't get me wrong, but hearing and seeing are two different things. I'm hoping that he's actually coming towards my tanks over here. I'm hoping he's coming towards Bartolome, which would give me an open shot at him. And the good thing is the T-55 gun is actually much stronger than the South Korean gun. Much stronger. What's over here? What is that? Is that just an... Is that an enemy APC? It might be. I love it. Is that an enemy APC? It might be, and I send a commander to go to it. Just a great idea. Of course not. But we'll start moving out with this infantry and stuff, just trying to get closer and closer to the enemy, you know, spread out amongst the map. Luongo apparently still has an APC. We could send him to Medemia 1, which is where we're kind of having our current conflict. But I think we probably want to be a little more careful. Look at that. We wounded another guy over here somehow. And I definitely hear the rumbling of tank engines over here. I'm sure you guys can hear them too. This is where the enemy is situated. And unfortunately, one of the reasons I might flee is we're just not going to get close enough. Since that tank, you know, the tank that we have has no fuel in it. All we can really do is keep him there as a sort of spotter to try to hit the targets that he sees every now and again. So we get a very small window, a very small opportunity of time to send guys in, try to spot the tanks, and have the tanker start firing accurately. So we got to be very careful here. I'm going to go ahead and actually, just for the interest of time, I'll go ahead and start speeding this up because Luongo is getting closer, and unless, of course, well, it looks like the enemy's already captured the Quito 4 key point, which is not good, but at this point, really, if we have to flee, we absolutely will, just to save most of our men, which we definitely would in this case. Let's go ahead, make sure, where is Luongo? Okay, Luongo's approaching. Now, last time this happened, it didn't go so well, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let these guys out. Oh, never mind. Luongo doesn't have an APC. And we'll keep moving towards Medemia 1. And I'm surprised they took that location, yet we can't spot their tanks. That makes me very uneasy. We'll keep just sort of leapfrogging it up there. Oh! Oh, there we go. Wow! Wow. Wow. Okay, that happened so quickly I didn't even have time to lower my speed. That was ridiculous. Although, believe it or not, despite getting totally shot up here, Luongo did manage to kill these two dudes right here. It was a very quick firefight. And whoa! Whoa, do we have more enemy contact from tanks? I hear tank fire. I definitely hear tank fire, guys. Unfortunately, I don't see the tank. Alright, at least our men are still firing on the enemy, really trying to kill as many of the enemy as we can. Okay, here we go. Set targets. Oh, man, I can't see him. He's well hidden, guys. He's definitely well hidden. I may go ahead and send an infantry squad to try to find him. I don't think we'll manage to, but we could certainly try. Somewhere over in this general direction. Is Luongo still alive? No. I was going to say, it looked like maybe one of Luongo's guys was still alive. But he did manage to kill a few of these enemy. And as you can see, they definitely have men waiting for us. Oh, 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 oh. What is that? What happened? It's definitely going to be coming from that direction. That's what I'm worried about. So anytime I hear a cannon shot or whatever, I'm definitely thinking to look in that direction. I'm going to go ahead and rotate the turret here. If I can. I think you can rotate the turret without fuel. Maybe not. Isn't it manual? Maybe it isn't. Alright, so we are not going to be able to be rotating the turret. That makes things even more difficult for us. But I like to think we put a pretty good hurting on the enemy here. They certainly put a hurting on us. And probably the best thing to do here, as per recommended by a lot of the Graviteam Tactics players I've been asking advice from, is probably just to go ahead and flee at this point, or try to hold these positions, and just stay put. Which is, you know, equally a decent idea, but we're going to lose men that way. So I think the best thing to do at this point is to go ahead and flee, try to get the hell out of here, accept what we've taken, accept the damage we've done. We've done a pretty good job here at inflicting damage on the enemy, especially since we totally assumed, or I should say I assumed, that they had no tank support whatsoever. We got a big surprise. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, make sure to post in the comments below. It's not over yet. I'll go ahead and show you guys a post statistics. I always like to do a post-battle sort of view of the battle, so we'll go ahead and just let this play out. Obviously, if we had some tanks in working order, the battle may have gone differently, but let's see, a minor defeat. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. Let's take a look at the statistics here. So as you can see, the South Koreans were almost entirely situated in this area, and I just want to take a look at some of the stuff we hit. We hit this beautiful APC right here. Take a look. It seems that the crew, let's see, one available. Wow, so he actually was fine. It's kind of cool here. This shows you the actual what the gun is called, etc. I think it's awesome. This thing got totally burned up. Let's see what we have over here. Now, some of these shots were just very lucky, and I'm not even sure how I got them. For instance, this tank hit right here on the South Korean tank, I'm not sure how it happened, but we totally annihilated a South Korean tank crew. And we also got a lot of these guys, a lot of infantry units sort of just hanging out in this general area. You can see here. But look at what the enemy had waiting for us. Look at these embankments here that they had set up. I kept saying in the beginning of the battle, like, let's try to get up to this area, and there was no way we were going to get up there. There's just no way. Another thing you guys might notice, which is really cool, is the APC from the last battle we fought in this area. I don't know if you remember, when we hit this APC and it fell on its side, it didn't explode or anything, is still here. And that's what I love, is the casings, the carcasses of the actual vehicles that you use in this game, they stick around. You could see them. After the battle, 2 battles after, they're going to be on the map as kind of obstacles. You know, you could use them, obviously, to cover your men, anything like that. So I think that we did the right thing fleeing. There's no way we would have won that battle. It looked easy. It looked like all we had to do was go in there in a pincer movement with all our men and crush the enemy, but our men just, number one, we didn't have enough, and number two, they were beautifully dug in and had tank support. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much, and have an awesome day.